Your sink is backed up. Again, the water just sits there, brown and gross, going absolutely nowhere. You're standing in your kitchen at 7 in the morning, late for work, and you've got a pool of mystery water staring back at you. Maybe it smells like something died in your wall. Maybe there's bits of last night's dinner floating around in it. Either way, you're done. So you do what every American does. You grab your phone, Google plumber near me, and within 2 hours some guy in a van shows up. He looks at your sink for 4 minutes, pokes around under the cabinet, makes a face like he's solving a murder, then turns around and says the words that make your stomach drop. Yeah, this is going to run you about $250. And that's just to start. If there's build-up, and there's always build-up, you're looking at $400, maybe $500. The whole job takes 20 minutes and you're just standing there doing the math, feeling like the biggest sucker on the planet. Here's what really gets under your skin. That plumber knows something you don't. Something so simple, so ridiculously cheap, that if you ever found out, you'd never call him again. And that's not an accident. That is a business model. The plumbing industry in America is worth over $130 billion a year. A huge chunk of that money comes from people exactly like you. People who just didn't know better. People who got sold on the idea that a clogged drain is a complicated problem requiring a professional solution. It doesn't. Not even close. And I'm going to prove it today. But first, we need to talk about why your drain is actually clogging, because the answer is going to seriously surprise you. Most people think clogs are caused by stuff falling down the drain. Hair, food, whatever. Sure, that plays a role. But here's what nobody tells you. The real villain isn't what's going down your drain. It's what's already living inside your pipes. Right now, deep inside your pipes, there's a layer of greasy, slimy buildup that's been accumulating for years. Plumbers call it biofilm. I call it what it is. A thick, sticky wall of old soap, grease, dead skin cells, and bacteria slowly coating the inside of every pipe in your house. Think of it like cholesterol in your arteries. Your arteries are open tubes, right? But when cholesterol sticks to the walls, those tubes get narrower and narrower until nothing gets through. Your pipes do the exact same thing. Every time you wash your hands, rinse a greasy pan, or let hair go down the shower drain, you're adding another micro-thin layer to that wall. For years, decades, until one day a piece of spaghetti hits that narrowed pipe and bam, full blockage. Game over. Once you understand what that buildup actually is, the $1 solution becomes completely obvious, almost embarrassingly obvious. But we're not there yet. First, I need to talk about the stuff already sitting under your sink, the stuff you've already tried, and why it has almost certainly made your problem worse. Drano. Liquid plumber. Every bright-colored bottle on the Walmart shelf. These products are everywhere, marketed like miracle cures. Pour it in, wait 15 minutes, problem solved. Except here's the dirty secret those companies absolutely do not want you knowing. Those chemicals create a violent reaction inside your pipe. Real heat. Temperatures that can warp plastic pipes. The active ingredient in most of them is sodium hydroxide, lye, and lye is genuinely dangerous. It can damage rubber seals and gaskets. In older homes, repeated use literally speeds up pipe corrosion and turns a $250 problem into a $2,500 problem. But here's the real kicker. Even when they work, they don't really work. They punch a small hole through the clog, just enough to let water drain again. But the rest of that greasy buildup, still there. Just sitting there, waiting to catch the next thing coming down your drain. 2 weeks later, you're back at the same sink, reaching for the same bottle. You're not fixing anything. You're just managing the symptom while the chemical companies laugh all the way to the bank. So if those chemicals fail, what actually works? To answer that, we need to go back about 150 years, because the real solution has been hiding in plain sight for a very long time, before Drano existed. Before licensed plumbers were common, before indoor plumbing was standard in American homes, people still had drains. And when those drains got blocked, they fixed it themselves with stuff they already had. The two things in every kitchen going back hundreds of years were baking soda and white vinegar. Baking soda is a base. Vinegar is an acid. Combine a base and an acid, and you get a real, scientifically documented chemical reaction producing carbon dioxide bubbles, heat, and enough physical force to break apart soft clogs, dissolve grease, and scour the inside of your pipes clean. This isn't folk medicine. This is basic chemistry. The same chemistry in those expensive products, just without the synthetic garbage and without the $8 price tag. The cost? One box of baking soda at Walmart runs about 50 cents. A bottle of white vinegar costs around $1. You need maybe a quarter of that bottle per treatment. Total cost, 75 cents to $1. That's the whole thing. The $1 solution plumbers pray you never discover is two things already sitting in your pantry. But knowing what the solution is and knowing how to use it correctly are two very different things. Most people have tried this combo before and it didn't work. There's a specific reason for that. Use it wrong, and you waste the reaction entirely. So let me walk you through exactly how to do this right. Step 1, boil a full kettle of water, about 4 to 6 cups, and pour it slowly down the drain. If you've got PVC plastic pipes, use very hot tap water instead of fully boiling. But metal pipes, go full boil. This softens and loosens that top layer of grease and buildup. Think of it like running hot water on a dirty pan before scrubbing. You're just making the gunk easier to move. Step 2. While the drain is still hot, pour 1 full cup of baking soda directly down it. Use a funnel if needed. You want as much as possible actually making it into the pipe, not sitting on the drain cover. Let it sit for 5 minutes. Step 3. This is where the magic happens. Mix 1 cup of white vinegar with 1 cup of very hot water and pour it slowly into the drain on top of the baking soda. You'll hear it. You'll see it foam up. That's the carbon dioxide bubbles physically breaking apart whatever is stuck in your pipe. The moment you pour it in, plug the drain with a stopper or a wet rag. Most people skip this step and it matters a lot. Plugging the drain forces the reaction downward into the clog instead of letting it foam back up out of the sink where it does absolutely nothing. Step 4. Leave it alone for at least 20 minutes. Half an hour is better. Set a timer. Go make a coffee. Do something else. The longer you let that reaction work, the more buildup it dissolves. Step 5. Come back and flush with another full pot of boiling water. This rinses everything away. The dissolved grease, the broken debris, all of it. Straight down and out. That's the whole process. 5 steps, $1. And for the vast majority of clogs, the everyday, built up over time clogs that make up about 90% of what plumbers get called for, that is all you need. This isn't a temporary fix. This isn't just punching a hole through the clog like the chemical stuff does. Done correctly, this treatment actually strips the inside walls of your pipes, leaving them cleaner and smoother so future buildup has a harder time sticking. You're not just fixing the clog, you're resetting your pipes. Now I'm going to be straight with you. There are clogs this won't fix. A solid object, a toy, a bottle cap, something physical, no amount of baking soda moves that. A collapsed pipe or tree roots in your main sewer line, that's structural, and yes, you need a professional. And if you've been ignoring a slow drain for 10 years, and that buildup is basically concrete at this point, you may need to repeat this treatment several days in a row before seeing real results. But for the backed-up kitchen sink, the slough shower drain, the bathroom sink that takes forever, the sluggish toilet, this $1 method is your first call, not your last resort. Not a Hail Mary after blowing $80 on Drano. Your very first move. And to keep drains from ever getting this bad again, do this treatment once a month as maintenance. Every drain in your house, 10 minutes total, $12 a year. You are doing $400 worth of preventive plumbing for pocket change. The plumbing industry built an empire on the assumption that you'd stay confused and dependent. But chemistry doesn't care what that guy in the van charges per hour. You've got baking soda. You've got vinegar. Go fix your drain.